The Roman Empire was one of the greatest and most influential civilisations in history and ruled the world for around 500 years. It was founded when Augustus Caesar proclaimed himself the first emperor of Rome and lasted until 476 AD. It ranged from Spain to the Middle East, from Britain to North Africa, and the Roman soldier was an integral part of the mighty Roman Empire. To most of us, the Roman soldier symbolises bravery, strength, and power. Some estimate that there were over 1 million soldiers and ancillary staff in the Roman Empire at any time. The soldiers abided by very strict rules. Only unmarried men over the age of 20 could join the Roman army, and they were forbidden by law to marry during their period of military service. Roman soldiers had to serve for 25 years, and once they had completed their service, as their pension, they were gifted with a plot of land to farm. Each Roman soldier was tattooed with dots called the mark of SPQR. The tattooed dots identified the soldier's membership in a legion. Now, the Greek word staizein meant tattoo, and over time became the Latin word stigma, which soon applied a negative meaning to a brand or a mark. The thousands of foot soldiers in the army were called Legionnaires and were fighting machines who were well equipped with a sword, dagger, javelin, and a shield. Now, while on a campaign, a soldier would have slept in a tent or a papillo made of goatskin. If the legion was in a town, there were more permanent quarters. They slept in an L-shaped barrack block in a fort. Soldiers in the Roman army were valuable and were often paid with salt, a very important commodity in the empire, instead of money. Their monthly allowance was called salarium, which comes from the word sal, being the Latin word for salt. This Latin word, sal, can be recognized in the French word salaire, which eventually made its way into the English language as the word salary, a payment for work. The Roman army had legions, centurions, captains, and soldiers who all lived by the code of strength and honor. The New Testament in the Bible mentions the presence of the Roman legion in Judea, and it's here we meet 7 centurions. The first one is found in Luke chapter 7, verses 1 to 10, and happened in Capernaum, when a centurion sought the help of Jesus to heal his servant who was very sick. When Jesus offered to go and heal him, the centurion replied, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word." The next centurion is in charge of the crucifixion of Jesus in Jerusalem. He was a man of authority, a man of law, a man of order, a man of discipline, and a man of duty. After watching Jesus die on the cross, he said this, "Truly, this was the Son of God." Then in the book of Acts, chapter 10, verses 1 to 7, we meet Cornelius, a centurion who was a devout man. He lived in Caesarea and sent his servants to Joppa to invite the apostle Simon Peter to his home to find out more about Jesus. It's recorded that this centurion is the first Gentile or non-Jew believer to accept Jesus and be baptized. And then in Acts chapter 22, verses 25 to 29, when a centurion is placing bonds upon Paul, the centurion seeks the advice of his superior officer when Paul objects to being bound because he's a Roman citizen. Next, in Acts chapter 23, verse 23, Paul is being taken to the governor Felix by 2 centurions. When the hostile Jewish crowd threatens Paul, the centurions bravely protect him. Finally, we come to the 7th and last centurion mentioned in the Bible. His name was Julius, and he was responsible for transporting Paul by ship from Caesarea to his trial in Rome. As Paul's custodian on this voyage, Julius protected Paul and saved him from death at the hands of the soldiers during the shipwreck. The other Roman soldiers wanted to kill all the prisoners in case they escaped. This story is recorded in Acts chapters 27 and 28. In all these centurions that we've met, there is something to admire. In some of them, much to admire. And in one of them at least, everything to admire. It is the centurion at the cross, whose words we remember best. Speaking of Jesus, he said, "Truly, this was the Son of God." His words are a reminder that God loves us and cares for us, and that He gave His Son Jesus for us. If you would like to know more about God and how a belief in Him can change your life, then I'd like to recommend the free gift we have for you today. It's the Bible reading guide, We Can Believe in God. Just go to our Incredible Journey website, tij.tv, to request our Bible reading guide now.